Okay, welcome back to another battle report. It's been too long. I don't think I've played an actual game of Old World. I played one kind of a bit more of a friendly game. But other than that, I haven't played at all since Christmas time. Before Christmas time, maybe like November. Maybe not. I can't remember anyway. It's been a long time. But anyway, I've got my Troll Horde on the table, and I'm up against some Wood Elves. I played these Wood Elves before. I think it was like one of the very first battle reports I did on the channel. So it's against Gary again, and Gary's a great guy to play against. He's really fair. He's got a lot of practice as well, so he's pretty good with his Wood Elves. He goes to quite a lot of tournaments and stuff, so he knows what he's doing. He knows the rules pretty well, better than me anyway at this point. Like I said, I haven't played in so long. But yeah, I thought I'd bring the Troll Horde out, and he is trying out a bit of a. We're playing 1,500 points, and he is trying out a list. He's playing a 2,000 point tournament at the weekend. So this is like a reduced list, so it makes it a bit more friendly game to help me get back into Warhammer. So I appreciate the fact that he didn't bring a dragon or anything. Anyway, I'll go through the list and you'll see. My list is very, very simple. And here it is. So we've got Ogdruz Swamp Digger. I've only just got him and I wanted to try him out. Really fun. Really fun. He did pretty well for me, to be fair. The Troll Hag, because, it's a troll list, you got to take a troll. I'm going pure trolls. None of this nonsense with, goblins or orcs or spiders or boar boys or any of that. Just pure trolls. Yeah, then so the Troll Hag, meter up to level 2. She's the general. She's got a talisman of protection and a potion speed because I had like 10 points left over. So that just rounds me up to 1,500 points. I put here that she got battle magic, but she actually had troll magic in the game. And then I've got 2 blocks of 8 river trolls with great weapons, and then a block of 3 stone trolls with great weapons as well. I think I'd probably prefer them to be 3 individual trolls, but it's not a huge difference. All right, then into Gary's list, and like I said, he was running his Wood Elves. So he's got a Glade Captain with a light armor and shield on a stag. Then he has the Talisman of Protection on that guy, Arcane Bodkins, a Resplendence of Luminescence, and a Muster of Malevolence. What do those things do? I don't remember. I can look it up really quickly. I should have prepared. I'm so out of the loop for this. Okay, whilst I look this up, if you want to, like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Subscribing, I think, is actually a bit less important nowadays. I think liking and sharing and commenting. If you know what they do and you can comment and tell me what they do before I find it. That's another thing you could do. All right, I'm nearly there. Got it. Okay, Arcane Bodkins. I think that gives them magical attacks. Oh, no, it's -2 on his arrows. And then he has the Resplendence of Luminescence, which is, that gives him magical attacks. Okay, so he's got magical attacks -2. Perfect. And then the Muster of Malevolence is D3 strength 2 hits. Any model hit with one or more shooting attacks made by this model's longbow suffers an additional D3 strength 2 hits with an AP of nothing and armband 1. Okay. And then he has Spellweaver on a steed with level 4 with Elementalism. This is one of the things he wanted to try out for the tournament, is Elementalism, because he's not used it before. He had Oaken Stave and the Ruby Ring of Ruin. Then in core, he had 10 Deep Scouts with Highbane Tips, 10 Dryads with a Nymph, 11 Dryads, sorry, and then 10 Glade Guard with Highbane Tips, and then 8 Glade Riders with Highbane Tips, a Champion, a Musician, and a Reserve move. And then here's the big one, 8 Treekin with an Elder. This is something that he wanted to try out, because this is where he's taking to tournament. And he wanted to try these out with the Elementalism. Okay, so here's his army looking beautiful, stunning. It's a really nice army. I think they're all 3D printed. I'm not sure where from. I think they might be from a few different places. Really, really nice army. Gary's done really, really good work on these guys. And like I said, I was ashamed to put my army on the table. I've got 1 unit finished because this is a fairly new army for me. I haven't had much time to get painted, unfortunately. But you can see there is 1 unit of stone trolls that are painted. There is a tutorial on my channel for how to paint those guys if you want to go and watch that. I'll put that up in the corner. I don't know how to do that. I'll work it out. Troll hag, and then he's out. Anyway, this is Gary's deployment. We're just playing pitch battle straight from each other. Let's have a punch up. Okay, so out on his right flank, he has got his captain, then his 8, a Drake in there, and then behind this wood, this is his forest that he brought with him. He's got his Glade Riders and his Wizard behind the forest. These guys aren't deployed yet. I took the picture prematurely. These are his Glade Guard, and then over on this flank, he has his the Dryads, and he ends up scouting the Deep Good Scouts. Oh, this is a bit out of order. These are the spells I rolled for my Troll Hag. So I got the Acidic Bile, which I think is a assailant spell. And then I swapped this one because it's the rapid regeneration. I swapped that for the signature spell, which is the Troll Brains. Is that what it's called? The one that lets you reroll your stupidity checks. So here's his Deep Wood Scouts over on this flank. These are Gary spells. I had Wind Blast, Travel Mystic Pathways, and something else. I can't remember the third spell on my Ogruds, whatever he's called. Because he has a lot of them, so I get to pick them. So you got TMP, Plague of Rust, Summon Element Spirit, and Tree Singing. And then this was after my deployment. Did I not get a picture of my deployment? My deployment was very simple. I basically had these guys next to this building, then the troll. It was like this, but these were on the hill with Ogruds just in this gap here behind them. So I could still draw a line of sight through. So this was, I got first turn because I finished deploying first. I failed Troll Brains, or whatever it's called, the one that lets you reroll. And these guys failed the stupidity. Everyone else passed stupidity. Then I moved these guys. I just marched them forward. At this point here, I think I should have been more aggressive with my Troll Hag, to be honest. It was a mistake that I made. These guys moved up, marched, pivoted, and then I traveled Mystic Pathways, Ogruds, up to this point so that I was in range to Wind Blast these archers. Okay, so going into Gary's turn 1, he managed to get Plague of Rust off onto my Troll Hag. And this is why I think I should have been more aggressive and just thrown her 12 inches forward. Because I was going to take a lot of fire first turn anyway, so I probably should have tried to get as close as possible to just get into combat. This is the first time I've used this army, and I wasn't quite used to how to play it, how to move it and stuff, so yeah. So this is his movement phase. He just moved his Treekin up to threaten my flank. He moved his Glade Captain up around this forest to try and again get round on the flank. These guys move forward into the forest. They're going to do their usual shenanigans of moving into the forest, shoot their spells, shoot their arrows, cast their spells, do all that kind of stuff, and then move back behind the forest so I can't draw a line of sight to them. I think these guys moved forward or backwards. Maybe they moved forward. I can't remember. Anyway, they moved a little bit. The Dryads just came round a bit. Okay, so in Gary's shooting phase, he put 1 wound onto my trolls from the Deepwood Scouts. And then he got 3 wounds out onto my Troll Hag. And so this is the problem, right? I wasn't being aggressive enough because now I can't charge for at least 2 turns. Whereas I think if I'd have gone 12 inches forward, I could have charged here with these trolls. But now I'm out of range to be able to do that. For some reason, I was thinking I need to cast magic and stuff. Even though I don't have any magic that I can cast. I think I was thinking that the acidic bile, or whatever it's called, was a ranged spell rather than an assailment. I thought it was like a magic missile or something. Anyway, So this was a big mistake that I should have just been very aggressive with this, I think, in this situation. So I took 3 wounds here from the cavalry shooting at me, the archer shooting at me, and then a fireball from the ruby ring. So my turn 2, I managed to make a charge here with the trolls into the treekin, which is really nice because they're initiative 3. So with this charge, I go to initiative 4 and it opens me to get to go first. So reduce some of the attacks coming back against me. Now, I made another mistake here. It's just because how long I haven't played since. Again, I should have just moved her forward. I should have just moved her up here. Because I haven't got my full 12 inches here, I don't think. Or maybe I did, but I had to wheel a bunch. I should have just gone like over here somewhere. And just put a lot of pressure on these guys. Because where are they going to go? They just have to go all the way around here. Because I forgot that this guy, and my thinking was I'd move up here to kind of protect my flank from him. Because if he charges here, then I can charge here on my turn. But he can't see through this forest. So this was a mistake. These trolls here, you can see they've moved quite fast because I managed to get a TMP off on them. And I managed to move them all the way up here just to threaten this position with the archers and the glade riders. These guys just continue to move up. This was the vortex that he got. I can't remember what the vortex was. What was it called? Let me go back. Summon elemental spirit. It went the wrong direction. So I just moved over here. These guys moved some pressure over here. And then again, I moved up to try and wind blast these guys. You can see I've killed a few of them with wind blast. I think I got one off on them, and then the rest were getting dispelled because of the hag tree. Not the hag tree fish. Is it a hag tree? Whatever it's called. The thing that the wizard has that lets him roll 3 dice to dispel when they're within 3 inches of a wood. What's it called? Oaken stave. That's it. So that was proving to be my troll hag didn't get any magic off the whole game. It's really hard with a level 2 going into a level 4. And even though Ogred's being this close to this unit, Charles gets +1 to cast. So he's +4 to cast. With the extra dice from the Oaken Stave, it's just, and basically, I don't get any magic off. I was very fortunate to get Child of Magic Pathway off here. I think I got this off first turn because I was out of range of the dispel here. Yeah, so look, I managed to get it off. This was the turn I got it off, it looks like. And so then I pushed them back, and they failed their panic test as well, and they fell back in good order. So they went back quite far. Now, on my next turn, I think what I probably should have done, it's his turn next. I can't see these at the minute, so I imagine they're going to try and run away. I'm glad that they fell back in good order, because I think he was probably going to move them forward to get out of my charge arc. So yeah, this is super annoying for my trolls. I don't really know where to go. I don't know how to wield this big block of trolls properly. But I won this combat. I took 3 wounds there, or maybe I only took 1 wound. I can't remember. It must be 3 wounds. Even with the tree whack and everything. And I somehow won combat. I did 4 wounds, I think, 4 or 5 wounds. And then total other rank, they got close other rank. And then I think I won by like 1. And they just gave ground. So I followed up. So Gary's turn to he moved these guys up onto the hill to continue shooting at my troll hag. This guy just moved around to just be annoying, trying to threaten my backfield, trying to threaten Ogruds, maybe charge into the back of the troll hag if I manage to make this charge. I managed to stop, or maybe I didn't actually stop it. Maybe he just failed to cast Plague of Rust this turn. So that's good. What is this? Did I miss loads of stuff? It looks like. Anyway, I won this combat again, like quite significantly. It looks like he did 1 wound to me with his shooting. Yeah. I think I've missed a turn. So it looks like he did 1 wound to move his shooting, and then he's moved back down the hill. I won this combat again. Pushed. I think nobody moved here. It was a drawn combat, actually. But I'm slowly winning this war attrition. Hopefully, I can get. Oh, I remember what happened. I remember what happened. This was my turn. So his turn. He moved up here, moved down here. Yeah. So then I failed stupidity with my troll hag this previous turn, and so I was just stuck kind of like here. I moved her a bit further forward so that if they did win this combat and they overran, they would run into the front of my troll hag. Yeah, I've missed a complete turn here. So then what happened is I managed to I just moved these trolls. I just pivoted them around so they were in the forest. So these guys couldn't hide anymore. So that was my turn. I just moved around. My troll hag failed stupidity, and I failed troll brains. Oh, whatever it's called. It's not called troll brains, is it? It might be called troll brains. I'm gonna have to look this up. Otherwise, it's gonna drive me wild. Big smarts. God, it's not called troll brains. Big smarts. Yeah, so I failed big smarts again. Obviously, stupidity failed the charge, can't get in. So I just moved her forward so that they, if that makes sense, if they would overrun it here. Then I pivoted these around so they were in the forest. I think what I probably should have done is maybe just gone after these guys because they can't get away as easily as these can. I'd taken a bit of damage here from the scouts onto this unit. They'd lost one guy. The Dryads came back round the forest so that I couldn't charge through and hit them. There was a bit of a standoff over here, so I decided that I'm just going to move this way. I'm going to give the captain this guy, because he was now staring down Ogruds. I thought I'd give him the opportunity to charge me. I tried to wind blast him here and failed. Because he only had a 5-up ward save, 5 up something. And wind blast is like D3 plus 3, strength 5, minus 2. So I thought I could maybe get some wounds of him, maybe even kill him with a couple of them. So I decided to go against him. But I failed the cast. And then if he charges me here, I can just flee back through the trolls, the stone trolls. That was my thinking. Yeah, here we go. So I tried to wind blast him and failed. I haven't missed a turn. So this is how this round ended. I won combat again here. But again, it was another. No, sorry. It was a drawn combat again, so we just stayed where we were. We're slowly just killing each other, but I'm slowly winning the war attrition because I'm wounding him on 2s, and he's only wounding me on 3s. And we're negating each other's armor, so it's just regen saves and things. So we're tying up combat here. I've been luckily passing quite a lot of the tree thwacks. I'm pretty good at rolling 1s when I need to on that. Okay, into Gary's turn 3. He just moved this guy around the building because he didn't want to get wind blasts. Like I said, there's a chance that he kills him, just 1 wind blast chance. I can just snipe him. So he moved around the building, waiting for the opportunity to maybe wait till the troll hag was down to 1 wound and then charge into her. Sad times. All of his shooting, he didn't get Plague of Rust stuff again. All of his shooting and fireball and everything like that managed to kill the troll hag. Sad times. Sad times. But that's okay. We move on. We accept our losses. I'm probably going to win this combat, maybe. Especially now that these trolls are here, I can come in and help out. Doesn't matter though. I did in fact win this combat, and then Gary moved his Glade Guard with his wizard back over here. I just overran with these because they're gonna fail stupidity like every turn. I didn't want to get charged back by the Glade Lord over here, and there was no way they were going to pass their test of reform or anything. So they just just overran. I went quite far, so yeah. So then these guys moved over here. So then I had this unit of trolls here, and this was an opportunity for me to win the game because these trolls here were threatening his Glade Riders here. Because I was in the forest, I could see them. It was a pretty short charge because they ended up here. So I would have had to wheel maybe 1 or 2 inches, and then it was like 2 or 3 to get in. So it was a pretty easy charge for me to make, even with the -1 taking the lower dice to the forest. And he wouldn't be able to flee because he put them so close to the edge of the board. So he wouldn't be able to flee, fall back, and shoot, and whatever they do, all this silly Wood Elf stuff. So he'd have had to stand, and I would have mopped them up in combat for sure. Unfortunately, I failed my stupidity roll here, so I couldn't charge. So that sucked. That was my opportunity to win the game. I'd positioned myself in such a way that if he'd stayed here and I'd have overrun, I'd have hit them. If he'd have gone this way, he wouldn't have had enough movement to get completely out of my range. I'd have overrun and hit them. So when he came back this way, he didn't have enough movement to get this guy back over here far enough to get out of my arc. So this is why these guys, I turned them in this position. So I set myself up for a glorious victory, but stupid trolls, right? Oh my god. Anyway, this was a lot of points from these guys, so I'm still in it. Except these guys are out of it now, and I'm not really in a position to do very much. So what I did is I got TMP off again. I moved Ogrids out of range of the Dispel and just TMP'd these trolls over here, facing just into these guys. I was like, I'm just going to put as much pressure on these as possible. I put a wind blast into these and killed a few of them off. I thought maybe I can get them to panic. I just start whittling them down anyway. Because at this point I decided it was quite close on the scoring because Gary had killed my troll hag and he'd got the points for my general. And I'd killed 1 unit of Treekin, so it was pretty close. So I was trying to work out how I can get some more points to try and win the game. Because I think at this point I am up slightly, but this is a pretty easy target now that he's going to be directing all of his shooting at them, and then which means Ogrids is kind of out by himself. So yeah, this was my thinking here, and that was basically the end of my turn, I think. So Gary's turn 4, I think this was, maybe 5. I'm not sure what we're up to. He cast his Summon Elemental Spirit again here. He put a wound onto these trolls from this shooting. The Dryads move back through the forest to make it much harder for me to charge. I think he might have put a wound onto these trolls as well. And he cast his tree forest. Tree side, I think it's called, or something. And then just moved everybody up. He's ignoring these guys over here. He doesn't think he can get a point of those. So then my turn, this went through both of these squads. It did a wound. That's what did a wound to these. This did a wound to these, and then you can see here I've left my wound marker behind, but they've taken another wound. So there's 2 wounds on the trolls, the river trolls, 1 wound on the stone trolls. Ogrids isn't actually in the forest here, because the forest, I've just had to move the tree to allow these guys to walk into it. So I just basically march them forward to try and just put as much pressure onto these Dryads as possible. Because I think if I can get the points here, and then I can maybe keep wind blasting these and get the points here, that'll secure the game for me. So yeah, Gary's turn 5. He just moved everything up, continued shooting, and he moved the Dryads as far this way as possible. They're not in open order. He stayed in skirmish, but he was just moving them as far as he could to try and get out of range of these guys, basically. And these guys moved up, so they help with. So they're in half range to shoot, or short range, or whatever it is, to shoot these stone trolls. So he did do a wound onto my. I think he did 2 or 3 wounds. Actually, this thing went through everything. This hit everything. It went blop. This was the second time he did this. When it was over here, it went this way and put wounds on these. And then it got another perfect scatter and went this way and went through everything again. And then that combined with the shooting from everything killed another one of these and killed one of these. So then my turn, I got TMP off again. And I just put these river trolls in front of Ogrod so that he couldn't be charged by any of these or he couldn't be shot at by any of these. And then I charged in with my last stone troll, managed to make the charge into these dryads. I killed 2 of them. Again, because my charge, I went up to initiative 4 and they were only initiative 3. So I went first, I killed the front 2. So they couldn't attack back. And then they failed their leadership check. They rolled a fallback in good order. Now, they were about 4, after these 2 had died, they were about 4 inches from the edge of the board. I was like, I've got the points here, no problem. Roll a 2. Oh, these were stupid again. They failed stupidity here. That's why I TMP'd them as well. So again, it's another brilliant opportunity for me to just win the game here. Just run these off the board. Anyway, they rolled a 2, so they didn't roll the board. And that was my last turn. My turn 6. So going into Gary's turn 6, he shot all of this stuff over here, the river trolls. Didn't do anything. And then these Deepkin scouts charged into my flank to try and just help with combat so that he didn't lose it. Because we worked out if Gary had killed this stone troll, that he would have won the game, I think. Or it would have been a draw. Or he'd have won. I can't remember exactly. He needed to do that to not lose, basically. However, I managed to win combat again because I put all of my attacks into the deep wood scouts, these guys. Yeah, and I won combat again. These guys, also, they fell back in good order again, and they ran off the table, so they're not there anymore. And then these guys also fell back in good order. Oh no, they didn't. They full broke. They rolled like a 9 or a 10 for their break test, and I tried to chase them down, but I didn't catch them. So I get some of the points for this unit. I think it was like a quarter of the points for them because they're fleeing at the end of the game. So yeah, this is how the game ends. Oh, this guy's dead. This guy over here is dead. So I won the game. Gary got 360 points because he killed my general and 310 from the troll hag. And then I managed to get, let's go back, see if we can, let's go all the way back, let's see how many points we got. I got 415 from these guys, 148 here. So what's that, 563. And then I got a quarter of the Deepwood Scouts. So not too bad. I think it would have worked out if you were at a tournament. I think Gary said it was like a 12-8 or something. A 13-7, I'm not sure. So victory for the Trolls on their first proper outing. I was very happy with the Trolls. I made a few positional mistakes, and then stupidity ruined my life 2 times in a row. First with the Troll Hag trying to charge. And then when the big unit of river trolls were going to charge is basically win me the game. They failed stupidity there. It was really rough not having very much magic. And I think if I was going to run this again, I think I'd definitely split the stone trolls up just to give me a bit more positional board presence, I guess. And I would definitely be a lot more aggressive with the troll hag in this kind of matchup. I think if that troll hag gets into combat with basically anything in Gary's army, the Wood Elf army, that I just killed. Anyway, if you've managed to stay this long, thank you. Again, I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe. And I'm going to be playing a lot more Warhammer in upcoming months. I'm going to get a lot of battle reports out. And I'm also going to be finishing my Troll Horde army that are all painted. So each subsequent battle report, hopefully I'll have, it'll be looking nicer. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. And yeah, as always, see ya.